A question I get fairly often when I'm helping somebody shop for an individual health insurance plan is, can I use an FSA or an HSA? That is a flexible spending account or a health savings account. And the purpose of those accounts being I put in pre-tax dollars and then I can use those dollars to pay for my doctor's office visits, my prescriptions, other qualifying medical expenses. And my dollar goes further because it's pre-tax. So good idea, right? So here's the deal. You cannot do an FSA because those are tied to employer plans or group plans, but you can do an HSA, which I would argue is the more powerful of the two anyway. The caveat is you have to be enrolled in a health plan that is compatible with an HSA. So basically what that means is you're stuck with a high deductible health plan as your choice on the individual market, which is, it's okay if it's for you. The benefits of an HSA would outweigh kind of the cons of being limited to a high deductible plan. So basically what that means is, to give you a little bit of a snapshot, in my market of Atlanta, where most of my clients are, it's what I'm most familiar with, but this applies across the country. The entire ACA individual marketplace, which is where you'd most likely be looking for a plan, has, depending on the zip code, about 120 plans to choose from. If you limit those plans to the ones that are HSA compatible, you're down to 6. So you still got a little bit of choice, but your options are limited. So high deductible, talking 6, 7, approaching $8,000 in the year I'm recording this, which is 2024. So that's number one. And the number two is these plans are not going to have co-pays, which is, your set $20, $40, $60, $70 as a fee to go see a doctor, a specialist, which is substantially lower than what you would be responsible for on a high deductible plan, which is basically the full retail price minus a little bit of a discount that the insurance company negotiates. So if you're okay with that, with being on the hook for the full cost of pretty much everything, prescriptions, doctor's office visits, up to that high deductible, then you can enroll in that plan and then contribute to an HSA while you're on that plan. So if you're on the healthy side and you don't go to the doctor much, maybe just your annual physical, which on one of these plans would be free of charge anyway, at least the office visit portion of it, then that may be worth it to you. And then thinking long-term about HSAs, yes, you can use the dollars you put in throughout the year as you fill prescriptions, as you go to the odd doctor's office visit or two. You can use the money you put in. No one's stopping you from that. But I would encourage you to think about an HSA this way. Play the long game. That is, you can roll dollars over from year to year and then just let it compound, and you can even invest the money that's in an HSA, just like a 401k or something. And the end goal being, as we get older, our last few years of life is when usually we use the most medical care, and that also means it's going to be the most expensive for us. So if you have this HSA set aside and you let it compound, add to it every year that you are in an eligible plan to do that, then you're going to have a nice bit of money set aside to tap into in retirement or at the end of life, that kind of thing. So I would encourage you to think about HSAs that way. So another thing to think about, I'm just going off the cuff here, if you are in a situation where you're having kids, like I had my first kid last year, you're gonna maybe want to rethink the whole HSA thing or the high deductible health plan thing anyway. Yeah, HSAs are nice. It's a really great vehicle for savings and being smart with money. But in the immediate term, like when you have a kid and they get sick or they get ear infections, or plug in your example of, hey, I got sick, I got diagnosed with something and I'm going to the doctor suddenly a whole heck of a lot more, you're going to feel the sting of paying that $200-300 every time you go to the doctor, if you're on a high deductible health plan. And you're probably going to think, hey, maybe I should go into a plan that it's not HSA eligible, but I get co-pays, I get a lower deductible, and that just really helps throughout the year with, with budget, with my family's cash flow needs. So something to think about there. High deductible health plans with an HSA are a fantastic option, for someone who's healthy, doesn't use much health care, and is prepared to, spend the money out of pocket when something does come up. Great, and you still got your deductible to help, as a safety net. But as a family grows, or you develop some sort of illness, or you need to start using more medical care, a non-high deductible plan might be a little more appealing to you, but everyone's case is different. So anyway, to wrap up, HSA is the way to go. It's your only option for using pre-tax dollars, or at least setting them aside to use for medical care on the individual market. Hope that was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.